It is just far too early in the morning to be trying to film anything. But the thing is, I was lying in bed yesterday, like going over the stuff that we... Okay, just to catch you up here. Right, two things to catch you up on. First thing is, we're up so early because we're driving up to the north to spend Christmas with the family. And second thing is, with the last few episodes, we've been doing like how to put together an outfit using Benzak Denim Developer pieces. We've covered the t-shirts, 2 t-shirts and a hoodie, and we've covered the jacket in the last couple of videos. And then that leaves us the jeans to cover. The whole plan with the jeans was to do a pretty normal video on that, where I take you through the details, take you through a little bit about the denim, and take you through something about the fit. You know, just the pretty standard stuff. But that didn't quite seem enough for me, especially when it comes to a pair of Selvedge Denims, raw Selvedge Denims. I mean, kind of the whole point of these things, kind of the whole thing is that you get a pair of jeans that are exactly the same as the hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of other pairs of jeans. Maybe not tens of thousands, but they're the same as a lot of other pairs of jeans. And through that process of wearing them, through your lifestyle, they become uniquely yours with the fades and the marks and the stains and everything that they pick up through the time. I better just close that, because I think in about 5 minutes there's going to be a naked Yalka walking past. Okay, the girlfriend's honour is maintained. Right, and back to the jeans. Right, a pair of raw Selvedge Denim jeans. They are meant to be a snapshot of your life during the times that you wore them. My life is about to get very, 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 very different. These are the jeans that are going to sort of carry me through into the impending fatherhood. So I can imagine that they're going to be worn quite differently. They're going to go into the wash a lot more, for one thing, because I'm going to have to scrape baby stuff off them. I'm going to be scrambling around to the floor. That's about all I know, really. This whole thing's going to be a surprise. The thing with this, I mean, like that's a few months in the future. But the thing with this is, I always think you should mark a new pair of jeans with doing something in them. There's two things with that. It begins the narrative in a good way, so you've got something to sort of hold on to. The second thing is, and this is probably the more important thing, is, honestly guys, these things, for the first few days, if you're doing it right, these things are really, really uncomfortable. So if you go away with just one pair of jeans, then you're kind of forced to wear them till they are comfortable. And that really helps things out. So these jeans are a pair of Benzaks, and they are the BDD 711 Super Slub 18-ounce right-hand twill. Seriously then, shorter names. That is 18 ounces, that's a heavy pair of denims for me. I don't normally like to go much above the 14 and a half ounce. But I'll be honest with you, I was curious because for the longest time, Len was saying that he wasn't going to do heavier denim. And now he's done 3 because I told him to. He listens to me. I'm like a mentor to him. So I was curious what he was going to do with the heavier denims. And I was curious to see how those heavier denims really fitted into the Benzak fits. Yeah, that's right. I was curious to see how the Benzak denims fitted into the Benzak fits. No, actually, really, that was the wrong way to put it. What I am curious about is how the heavier denim works with the Benzak fits. So let's see how the heavier denim works with the Benzak fits. The 711 is a regular fit tapered leg, which means that you've got plenty of room up through the top block and a good high rise. And then you've got a nice... I'm going to finish putting these on before I finish explaining that. Yeah, so I've got like a lot of room through the top block, or at least you will when they wear down a little bit. Got plenty of room through the top block. Got a nice high rise so your ass doesn't hang out, which is good when you're a 40-year-old man. And then from the knee down, it just tapers in slightly, which maintains a great, crisp, clean silhouette. Now with these, there are a couple of things that I'm doing that, well, one thing I definitely would not recommend that I'm going to be doing, and the second thing that I'm not too sure about. The thing that I'm not too sure about, so I asked Len about the denim, about the fit and about the sizing, and his recommendation, okay, that heavy denim, his recommendation is to get them as tight as possible so you can still do them up. And well, I'm going to be struggling about the doing them up part. Oh, fuck. This isn't anything to do with my waist size. This is just struggling against that fresh, heavy denim and buttonholes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so these are tight on me. But, yeah, as I wear them in, with the movement and everything, it's going to stretch the fibers out. So they are going to give an inch, inch and a half, maybe around about the waist and around about the thighs. And that's going to mean that they're going to fit me perfectly in 2 or 3 days. Actually, maybe not even that long. I'm literally sweating from getting those things on. The second thing that I'm doing that I'd recommend that you don't do is you do an initial soak. The initial soak is you throw them in the bathtub with lukewarm water, and it just gets out any of the residual crap that was left over after the weaving process and after the sanforization process. It also helps to eliminate any extra indigo, and I think these look inky. So I'm really hoping that I'm not going to be seeing any white couches anytime this holiday. Another thing that I would like to have done is get them properly hemmed, so get them shortened up because they come in quite a long inseam. So I'm just going to have to live with a bit of a stack and quite a fat roll down at the bottom for now. Okay, the missus is out the shower, my battery is dying, so it's time to go and fill up the missus with breakfast and fill up the battery with some power. And I'm going to update you throughout the holiday on how my bruises are developing from the new jeans. Right, so on the way up north, halfway up north, it started to snow a little bit. Then it started to snow a lot more. And then eventually, I think we've had the biggest dump up here for like 10 years or so. Then it just got warm enough for all the snow to melt. Then the temperature dropped down to like -12. So the entire city of Plön is like an ice rink. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's like an ice rink. Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't really film all that much in the last 3 days. I was just enjoying the time with the family, chilling out a little bit, coming down a little bit after a pretty busy time before. But I have had the jeans, so I've been up here for 3 days, worn the jeans a couple of days, and so I've had some time to gather my thoughts about them. I'm going to tell you those thoughts inside where it's warm. I'm actually just in here to rescue our water bottles, which I'm absolutely shocked that they didn't explode. Yeah, Jelka's parents sorted us out with an absolutely stunning holiday home for a couple of days. I mean, like, just look at the view that we have here. It's incredible. Right, the first thing that I'll tell you about the jeans is that I'd forgotten the kind of perverse pleasure that comes from breaking in a particularly stiff, a particularly heavy pair of raw Selvedge denims. Look at that, a ladybird. Nobody told this little guy it was December. I won't lie to you guys, these jeans are heavy, they're stiff. I almost tore a nail out when I was getting them buttoned up first time. And yeah, certainly for a 5-hour car journey, they were a bit uncomfortable. So if these things are heavy, if they are awkward, if they are uncomfortable, then, well, why do we bother? And this is something I was trying to explain to my girlfriend, because she was asking me, she was like, listen, are you absolutely sure you want to wear those on the journey? Like, because you're going to be in and out of the car, you can't bend down and actually tie your shoelaces without going purple. Your feet seem to be going blue. I don't know if that's the indigo or if that's the blood circulation being cut off. Are you sure you want to wear those? And yes, absolutely, for 2 reasons. First reason is that The way I explained it to her was that this pair of jeans, it's like a good pair of brand new leather boots. They are stiff, they are heavy, they're uncomfortable, they're going to give you blisters. I don't think these are going to give me blisters, but yeah, you've got to suffer a little bit. You've got to really suffer through that, and by the end of however long it takes, the break-in period, you're going to get a very well molded pair of boots to your body. Oh god, that's rotten. Instant coffee is nasty. Yeah, that's the practical aspect of it, or if I was actually being honest about it, the impractical aspect of it. The other aspect, which I actually think is the more important one, and the one that drives me and keeps me coming back to raw denim, is that element of narrative that comes with starting any project pair. This is the first time that I'll have spent Christmas with my girlfriend's family. This is the last time that I will be spending Christmas without having a child. The child's kind of there, but it's in the oven still. Yeah, and having a totem to this in a garment that you wear each and every day is actually quite a powerful thing to keep you connected to that garment. Hello? Yeah, it's going well. Still going on though. There's waffles. Yeah, okay, then I think the filming can wait. Yeah, because Mum got a waffle iron for Christmas from our Secret Santa, so this is the first time it's being fired up, and I'm simply not going to miss that. But maybe, just maybe, we've got time for a quick fit check. So, obviously, I've got the Benzak 18-ounce BDD 711s on the legs. Got a pair of nice thick Marks & Spencer socks on the feet. I've got a 316 chambray shirt up top, then underneath that I've got a t-shirt from Clocks and Colours, the jewellery company. On top of all this, I've got my sheepskin from Simmons Built, because as I said, it's -12 and this keeps me nice and cozy. And on the feet, I've got, which really would not be my first choice for these jeans, but as I said, -12, so got my Viberg Ropers. Oh yeah, almost forgot. The gloves from Sullivan Gloves. Video on these coming real soon. Okay, where were we? Narrative. Right, and at that point, the cold killed my camera. Which, to be honest, is probably a good thing because I was starting to get on a roll, and when I get on a roll, I tend to labour my point a little bit. I've got quite a bad habit of doing that, you guys probably noticed. Right, now it's the 8th of January, or the 9th if I actually get to editing this and uploading it in time. So, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a good slide. That's what we say in Germany. I never figured out why. I also never figured out why there's this strictly enforced rule that you've got to watch a old, obscure English comedy sketch at New Year's.
By the way, same procedure as last year, Miss Sultan?
The same procedure as every year, James.
Well, I'll do my very best. Good night.
The more I learn about Germany and the Germans, the less I know. Right, the basics of what I wanted to say about narrative. Selvedge denim jeans. Raw Selvedge denim jeans. They are an investment. They are an investment in terms of money. They are an investment in terms of the initial effort to break them in. And they're an investment in the terms of the time it takes to fade them down and get them looking like yours and yours alone. The money's worth it, I think, because in terms of cost per wear, these jeans are actually going to end up cheaper than a pair of mall-bought jeans. That break-in time and that mild discomfort that comes along with that, that's worth it because after that very short initial period, you get a pair of jeans that really fits you like a glove. And that time that you take to fade them down, I think that's the thing that's worth the most here because you really end up making such a strong connection with that garment. And that connection, that is the story. You get connected to the times and events through that garment. It maybe sounds a little bit weird, but trust me, it's true. And that's why I really like to put so much thought and emphasis on how I start to wear a new pair of jeans. Okay, but that aside, it's actually quite good that we're back at my table for this. It's going to make things a little bit easier. Okay, the details. Let's start off at the front, up top, and let's start off with Benzak's signature. It's this hidden sixth pocket here, where it's the only instance that you see any, like, what would you call that? Like a selvage highlight, like a selvage feature, which, I mean, like a few years ago, it was absolutely everywhere on every pair of jeans. It was getting a bit much. This is subtle enough because it gets covered up with a belt every time you use it. That's why it's a hidden pocket. So it just runs up next to the waistband here, so your belt just covers it up. Yeah, this is subtle enough just to be a nice little feature, and I like the fact that that's become like a Benzak signature. Over on the other side, we have the coin pocket. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Len, but and if I am wrong, I'll play you another Ghostbusters. I might play you another Ghostbusters anyway, because I know you really like that. But anyway, I think that every model of at least the Japanese line, takes their inspiration from, or every different model of the Japanese line takes its inspiration for the coin pocket from one of the big three. So Lee did it different to Levi's, did it different to Wrangler. This one, I think, is from the Levi's coin pocket. Now, I'm not really sure if I like this whole angle here. One second. Yeah, that seems a bit better. Sticking up next to the coin pocket, we can have a look at the belt loops. Very, very solid, as you expect from 18-ounce denim. Very, very solid, and they are tucked up underneath the waistband. And I haven't even mentioned that denim yet. So, as I said, it's 18 ounces. It is woven by Collect Mills over in Japan. It's a right-hand twill, so that means you've got the biggest chance, if you're into this, you've got the biggest chance of getting really crisp, contrasty fades, which works really well with this heavier denim. What else? It's a slubby denim, so it's got like really a lot of depth and character. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've seen the little brother of this, the 16-ounce slubby denim that Benzak has. I've seen some faded examples of that, and they fade down really, really beautifully. Okay, back to the details. I don't quite know how I forgot to talk about the denim first off, but anyway, brain. Right, rivets or buttons? Rivets. They are black coated alloy rivet. They're, as you'd expect, very well set, nicely done. It's the plate that's black coated, and then the nub, I think it's called, sticking out. Little nipple. It's nice and shiny and silver. I know from experience with other Benzak pieces that have had these coated alloy rivets, they wear down, they patina up really, really nicely. And it's kind of the same story with the buttons for the waist button and the button fly as well. But they are stainless steel, and then they are coated black. And yeah, with just time, with wear, the black coating chips off in places, so they pop a little bit more. Let's have a look at the inside. As I said, button fly. On the inside of the button fly, you've got the first Benzak label with the waist. I'm a waist 33. I don't know if that's important at all. You've got like really good, thick, heavy-duty chambray pocket bags. That's brilliant to see. Then towards the back, you do have some hidden rivets. That's something. So there's the BDD range and the Benzak range. There's two ranges. There's a made in Japan and there's a made in Europe. Made in Europe, they come at a slightly lower price point, and they're just missing all these sort of geeky features that no jeans really need, but idiotic denim heads that don't mind spending lots of money on this stuff like me, they really enjoy it, and the hidden rivets are one of these things. When we're on the inside, we can also see the back of the rivets. They are not coated, but they are embossed with the BDD logo, and we can also see that there are a few woven labels in here as well. Yep, made in Japan, then the Benzak Union kind of looking logo thing, and then the ones that tells us about the style with BDD 711 regular fit tapered leg. Then if we go over to the back, this is another thing that differs from the Made in Europe line. There is some arcuates here. They're the sort of bullhorn arcuates from Benzak. We've got a leather patch here, full grain. in black, because the whole thing about these jeans is they're all quite tonal, so they look much, much darker in comparison to something with contrast stitching, just by the choice of the thread color and of the patch color. Oh, I mean, speaking of that thread, so it is a poly cotton thread, so really tough as nails. And yeah, throughout the entire jeans, it's tonal. It's the same color as the denim itself. This was something I was kind of on the fence with. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I have to say, I'll just tell you now that I really do like it. I like it much more than I thought I was going to. Now down to the bottom. Okay, I have to uncuff them a bit. One very, very important thing about these jeans, unless you're very, very tall, which I'm not, you've got to get them hemmed. And that is because the seam down here, it's a felled seam that runs all the way up the inside leg. And that means like a felled seam is like a piece of fabric, is that the right way? Piece of fabric like this, piece of fabric folded in like this. And so you've got 4 layers of fabric there. When you cuff it, you've all of a sudden got 8 layers of fabric. Cuff it again, 16 layers of fabric. Cuff it 3 times, it really does give you a big fat donut. Combine that with the heavy denim as well. It looks a little bit bottom heavy. It really throws off the proportions of any shoes that you're wearing. So just bear this in mind, that very important to get these hemmed. Yeah, the hemming down at the bottom, it's done with a chain stitch. Very, very clean, nicely done. We've got the Selvedge ID here. It's got a nice narrow outside seam here, whatever you call that. Basically, it's not too thick inside. I like the look of that much more than like a big wide Selvedge ID bit. I don't know, technical terms. Yeah, and it's red Selvedge ID. What else? Actually, pretty much I think that's everything for the details. Did I miss anything? Let's say no. Right, so that's why we wear jeans. That's the jeans themselves. Now, what do I think of these jeans? They're awesome. Or did you want to know more? Okay, I chose these jeans simply because I was curious about the denim. I mean, I know the fit very, very well, I know the brand well, I know the detailing of the jeans, so there was no surprises to be had there. But I wanted to see how that heavy denim worked in a pair of Benzak jeans. I've said it before, I've said it again, I'm not a heavy denim guy. I mean, I'll caveat that by saying, like, aside from my burgeoning love for the 21-ounce denim from Ironheart, I'm really firmly in the camp of denim should not be heavier than 14.5 ounces. This is mostly to do with comfort and with mobility. The heavy denim it doesn't translate into the fits I like. So that's more towards the slim straight or the sort of slim tapers. But Benzak are the fit kings. If anybody's going to make a pair of jeans in heavy denim that still maintained a somewhat refined silhouette, then it was going to be them. And yeah, they nailed it. The fabric, so the denim, it's beautiful. That slubbiness that just runs all the way through it gives it so much depth, so much structure. And those few extra ounces, you notice them, but they're very wearable. I mean, of course they took a little bit of time to break in, but I would say no longer than any other pair of raw Selvedge denims. That's just part of the process. Now, to that tonal thread. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I was really not sure about this. I was completely on the fence. And I have no idea why, because I really love it. Maybe it was just the thing of seeing it next to all the other normal jeans with the contrast thread. Maybe it's just seeing them next to this one where you could see the outline of the pockets, the outline of the waistband, all of this, basically what I'm used to. But when you actually see the things in reality and you get them on, it does look different, but it looks absolutely sick. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how these fade in and how they're going to look with that tonal thread. Okay, with wanting to give a balanced perspective on these, there's a couple of things that, if I'm honest, speak against these jeans. The first is, if you're new to raw denim, then please get a lighter pair. This is nothing to do with these jeans in particular, not at all. It's about heavy denim in general. For sure, get a pair of Benzaks. Please do get a pair of Benzaks for a first pair of jeans. That's an amazing choice. You can get the same fit with the same detailing, just get it in a lighter denim. You're gonna thank me, believe me. The second thing is just common sense. If you live in a warmer climate, then go for a lighter denim. 18 ounces is a heavy denim. It's gonna be overly warm, so you're not gonna be able to wear them comfortably all that much. Okay, but having said that, if you live in a warmer climate and you can actually take it, then you're gonna get even more sick fades. So I'll leave that up to you. If it was me and I lived in a warm country, it's a very cold country right now. If I lived in a warm country, I'd be getting a lighter weight denim. But again, it's nothing to do with these jeans, it's just to do with the nature of having a heavy fabric. Now, I'm gonna finish this whole thing off with what it was, or what is, the whole point of this little video series. And that is the outfit. These jeans weren't really picked to match in with the rest of the pieces. I picked them solely on the denim. Because, you know, basically any of the jeans that have gone really, really well with this outfit, even the white ones. Actually, the white ones would have looked absolutely sick. I have to think about that. Yeah, so they were picked just because of this heavy, slubby denim. And I have preached on and on about this, about the dangers of picking a garment, any garment, solely based on very myopic view on the details, of missing out on the bigger picture. That wide angle with the big picture, that was totally cheesy, right? Anyway, gonna roll with it. When you have got a brand like Benzak that is settling into their particular vibe, then I think, okay, maybe this is just in this case, but in this case, by default, when you go to the core item, which is a pair of jeans, when you go to that core item, that the rest of the pieces are, even if it's subconsciously, the rest of the pieces are built around that core, then they are going to work by default. It could really be the tonal stitching. It just works better here, because I mean, we are just talking about big blocks of color. A block of blue, a block of yellow, a block of black. And yeah, I know this yellow and this yellow isn't working together, but yeah, I'm gonna run with it. And a block of brown. Or am I just really overthinking this? I'm really overthinking this. All right, the last part of this, sorry, it's too hot to keep all this on. But yeah, the last part of this is not something from Benzak, because Benzak doesn't make shoes. Then you should make some kicks, mate. I had a few people ask me what boots I'd be wearing with the outfit, and I'd be wearing my Alden Indies. They work well with the overarching language of the whole outfit, because they are work boots, but they're not overly bulky like a lot of work boots are, so they work with the tapered jeans. I guess if it was just the jeans, my Viber Chelseas, they would work very well also, but then again, so would my Trickers, or like a pair of canvas kicks, my Novestas, for example. What you don't want is something overly massive, so wait a sec. Yeah, so a pair of sort of cowboy-esque boots, so in this case a pair of Pecos, wouldn't work because you can't actually get the shaft of the boot inside the jeans. And if you don't, you look like Puss in Boots. And then kind of the same problem with a pair of ropers, so this is my Viber ropers. I don't mind when trousers just sit on top of a pair of ropers. I think that actually looks quite good. But the trousers have to be a little bit oversized, a little bit either straight leg or a little bit oversized to really work with that look. Otherwise, it's too much bulk down at the bottom, which is a problem that I have, especially after Christmas. Right, we are just left with the shirt now. That's coming sometime soon. Oops. Yeah, if you're on the fence with this, then just go buy it. I mean, spoiler alert, it's awesome. We can discuss how awesome it is in the comments below. And when you are on your way to the comments below, I was trying to get this cool way to like ask you to like and subscribe, that kind of like the outro that I do. I like that. I was trying to get this, but it just feels disingenuous every time I say it. Guys, if you've been into the video, it'd be amazing if you give it a thumbs up. And if you're into this whole theme, so denim and menswear in general, then consider hitting that subscribe button. And this is the bit that I like. This is the bit that I think works. Guys, I hope everyone is happy and healthy out there. Hope you're taking care of yourselves. Hope you're taking care of each other. And I'll see you in the next video.